Hey YouTube family, this is Dan, and I'd like to thank everybody for chiming in on the last video. And this video won't take that long, and it's entitled I'm Glad. There are two women that I want you to look up on YouTube. One is the UN ambassador, the United States ambassador to the UN. Her name is Susan Rice, like Condoleezza Rice, but her name is Suzanne Rice. And also, everybody knows that the Secretary of State is Hillary Clinton. And I call these women Obama's pit bulls because they talk a lot of shit. And let's just be honest and excuse my French. But I like to look at things globally. But I'm also a student of history. I like to read a lot, and I pay attention, and I also listen. Now, as you may or may not know, recently China and Russia vetoed the Chapter 7 resolution, which would have opened the door for military intervention, first it would open the door for sanctions, and then later on a Libya-style military intervention into Syria. But every time China and Russia vetoes the resolutions, and I think it's been 3 times now that they vetoed military intervention on the part of the UN, that's supposed to be a peacekeeping body and not a war-starting body, but that's another video. Susan Rice and Hillary Clinton, they come out swinging. I mean, they don't even talk diplomatically to Russia and China. They basically insult them. They don't try and make peace. They don't try and bargain. They basically try and put these two superpowers' feet to the fire every single time. I mean, you basically have to look at these women or listen to them and see what I'm telling you is true. But the reason why I call this video I'm Glad is because I'll give you 2 scenarios real quick. It won't take that long. Pakistan just opened up the border back into Afghanistan, or just opened up the supply route for the U.S. military to get the supplies back into the troops on the ground in Afghanistan. As you know, that supply route was closed for about 8 months after the United States mistakenly, so they say, killed 24 Pakistani soldiers. But who helped the United States out? Who filled the gap those 8 months that the Pakistanis didn't have that border crossing open? Russia did, because they had to use what's called the Northern Route. There were several countries involved in the Northern Route which represented Russia. Among those were Kazakhstan, Uzbekistan, Azerbaijan, Kyrgyzstan, and a couple of other smaller countries. But Russia, ignoring the history, ignoring the past of the United States aiding Afghanistan, Mujahideen, which was created by the United States, remember, they ignored the fact that the United States was responsible for the bulk of their soldiers dying in Afghanistan, and still aided the United States via the Northern Route. My second point. Other than the occasional lucky Black Hawk being shot down Apache being shot down just luckily by the Taliban and the Pashtun fighters over in Afghanistan, Russia has not aided the Pashtun people. Russia has not aided the Taliban in fighting the United States like the United States aided the Mujahideen or the Pashtun against Russia. That's my second point. So instead of being grateful that Russia has not intervened when they could have, for our troop deaths not being only 2,000 plus instead of 15,000 plus over there, they want to come out barking at Russia all the time. But what if Russia basically said, the hell with you guys? You screwed us over in Afghanistan when we were fighting over there and made us lose a 10-year war. Many of those directly attributed to the aid that the United States gave the fighters over there, the Mujahideen. Who do we think bin Laden came from? Bin Laden was trained by the CIA to go over there and fight Russia. And as we all know, that war led to the eventual collapse of the Russian Federation. Because, as we know, wars cost money. So that's why I call these women Obama pit bulls, because they talk a lot of trash. But sometimes you have to be grateful and you have to let gratitude be your attitude. So I say, thank you, Russia, instead of F you, Russia, because Russia could play some real nasty games with our sons and daughters over in Afghanistan. And they could do what we did to them. But in light of that, they've taken the high road and not resorted to payback politics. And I wonder, would America take the same stance in light of what Susan Rice and Hillary Clinton are doing in an undiplomatic way toward Russia? Thank you.